and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk and I'm doing retail arbitrage, so I'm outsourcing to sell on Amazon, and it snowed last night, which they said it might snow, but you know, it never really does. We get snow about one week out of the year every year here in Oklahoma from what I've seen the past 3 years. So it's a lot of fun, but I really needed to get a shipment out and wasn't expecting it. So that's how I started my day. The Tahoe has 4-wheel drive, so I was fine, but it was a little bit of an adventure. I did slide at the first stop sign, and then I went in and put that 4-wheel drive back on and kept continuing the rest of the way. I just decided, you know what, today I'm up for an adventure, so let's do it. The snow started to melt, but it's a little bit in ice in some spots, so the parking lots are tricky. Anywho, I'm in Oklahoma City today, so I even drove far. They have better stores though. So I hit the road with my list of bolos that I'm looking for from the Bolo group. So if you're not in the community, the Bolo group, it's an awesome group. We're sharing leads every month that everyone in the group is sharing leads that we're all looking for. New for 2024, I've actually started doing live hangouts in the group. So the February hangout will be February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So definitely check it out. Join the group today, yoursellingguide.com/bolo. Honestly, you get the bolos and that's awesome, right? But the best part is just talking to other sellers because you learn so much. Someone might ask a question that maybe you had and you didn't want to ask, or that you never thought to even ask, and so you're going to learn something through that. So it's really helpful to all sellers of all areas of starting to been selling for a while. So definitely recommend joining me there in the Bolo group. One other quick announcement is I have a February coaching group. It's going to be a limited size, so it's only 50 sellers. We're going to have live Zoom hangouts every week. So every Wednesday in February, there will be a hangout call where you can ask questions, set your goals. We'll follow up on everything throughout the week. Whatever it is with Amazon that you need my help with, I will be there in the group to help you, as well as other sellers who are also in various stages of their Amazon journey. So definitely check it out. It's the February coaching group. It will be open, February 1st is going to open. So here is the link to my website to sign up for the group if there's spots still available. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. I've really enjoyed these Zoom hangout calls with other sellers, and a lot of you have been asking for my help, specifically like one-on-one. So this is the start of my one-on-one. We're going to do a small group of 50 sellers, so you will get my full attention in that group. So I'm really looking forward to it, just so you know if you need some help, and that is a resource that's available to you. Okay, so I made it to the first Walmart. A guy walking in had shorts on, and I sent it to my mom and dad. I said, do you think he's from Canada? Because they are in Arizona, and when it's like cold in Arizona, which is I think maybe 65, it's like warm when you're from Oregon. Like that's nice weather. So it's just funny because I'm like, well, this guy is in shorts in the snow. He must be from Canada if he thinks this is nice. Or maybe he was just going to get some pants at Walmart. Who knows? It is the second week of January, so I was fully not expecting to find a lot at Walmart, and shocker, I didn't. I went through the clearance aisle, I went through the Valentine's aisle, and I went through the toy aisle. The clearance aisle, they did have some stuff. This was not the best clearance aisle I've seen. I've seen some better Walmart clearance aisles. One thing to note about clearance aisles at Walmart, specifically toys, beauty and health stuff, that is usually pretty solid. But when you get toys from Walmart clearance, they're generally at all Walmarts across the country on clearance also, because they're changing their planograms. And so what happens is they might look like they make really good profit when you first scan it, but then when you go to list it, or a couple weeks later, it's going to tank in price, unfortunately. So just don't go deep. If you do get a clearance, maybe list at FBM, or just get a couple of them, specifically toys. Like I said, health and beauty, it's always pretty good at Walmart, but that toy stuff is always usually takes fast. So just watch out for that. In the Valentine's aisle, so they had a little bit of Easter, and then I mostly scanned some Squishmallows. So here's the 2 that I bought, because honestly, if they haven't sold at this point, but the video comes out, I'm probably going to return them. So Squishmallows, if you're not ungated in it, I wouldn't be worried about it, honestly, because they tend to tank fast, or they get compliance documents. So I don't even send mine in FBA anymore, and I haven't in 2 years. I just send them, or I just sell them FBM. And the reason is because sometimes they get compliance documents and pull down, or sometimes most often they tank in price, so I just return them to the store. So I return to the store more Squishmallows than I actually sell. So I wouldn't be, but again, I can't stop scanning them. So if I hadn't already got ungated, I wouldn't necessarily be worried about them, honestly. But there's a couple every once in a while. Any holiday ever, you always want to be in early or you're going to have to hold it and be out late to make the profit you want. So right now, Valentine's Day has been out at Walmart for 2 to 3 weeks at this point. And so you can already see that stuff is tanking, but I did have some bonus bolos, which because they don't quite fit the rate guidelines of the bolo group. So I shared a couple in there. Easter is already starting to show up, so it's pretty early this year, I think. I don't know. It's in March 31st. The good news is that we can still sell Easter candy before multiple season happens at the warehouses on April 15th. So Easter's the last big holiday we'll be able to FBA. So as soon as you start to see Easter, I scanned the little area of Easter that they had there, because as soon as you start to see it is when you want to send it in. And again, I would not go deep on anything you find at Walmart candy-wise. Any kind of seasonal candy, it tends to take pretty fast. So I would be sending it in like maybe 6 at a time as fast as you can, and then kind of watching it or FBMing it after that. A couple other notes on the candy. So I always recommend typing it in. It does take a little bit longer, but you find other listings. And then when I found this listing for the Russell Stover's hearts, it looked good. And then I went over to Keepa and saw it was selling for like $60. But unfortunately, it's a 3-pack. I did notice that, but it doesn't make profit at the 3-pack. But when you look at Keepa, you can see that it sold well last year. Right now, bad rank, but it sold out. So that tells me that could be why. But also, it just, I had to use Keepa to see, was it selling last year? And it was selling last year. So if I didn't want to risk it on that one, so they're here at Walmart. But if you were to list it, I could have listed it even higher, probably FBM, and just see if it sold or not, and then again, return it. I like to return my stuff before the holiday. So if my Valentine's Day stuff doesn't sell by like the 10th, I'm probably going to return it. Just, I don't know. That's a personal thing. I also return stuff. I know that's a hot topic. People hate it, but I return it. Other things you want to look for is prices are going up, but the size of the things are coming down. So, or maybe a bigger size was at Target, who knows? But you want to make sure that the ounces and everything matches. So on this one, the ounces are slightly under 9 ounce. Would a customer notice? Probably not. So it's up to you if you want to risk that or not, because it does say 24 count and there are 24 in there. So again, it's just like a risk. And then this is another example. These Ghirardelli, like the one on Amazon has 4 different flavors. The one at Walmart has 3. So you just want to make sure you're looking at everything in there. Here is a lint. So it makes money right now, but I didn't buy it because I am pretty certain it's going to take even more. So it doesn't meet my 50% ROI, and it barely makes $5 right now. So I wanted to show you that there is examples out there, but like if I found it 3 weeks ago, it probably was selling for more and I would have sent it in. But at this point, it's just going to keep taking in price, unfortunately. 2 more things from Walmart. So this Sesame Street toy was on rollback for $12.88. It was listed for $29.9, but it doesn't have a rank. So I went ahead and I went to Keepa to see, because this has been happening. Ranks are just disappearing on some items for some reason, and I have no idea why. But because it had a good rank previously on Keepa, like I would be fine. I would have got it, except for, again, it doesn't make a profit. But because even though it doesn't have a rank, I could see that it did have a rank. So I know it's still selling, just some weird glitch is happening on Amazon. It's been happening for like the last 2 years. Some items will lose their rank. So if you think it probably is selling on Amazon, just go ahead and check Keepa. I use Keepa a lot, but I really do like, okay, did the rank disappear? Like, is it really selling? It's just another quick scan and you can figure that out. And then if you didn't know, you can use tax exempt at Walmart self-checkout. So here's what it looks like. You just scan your first item and then you hit the 3 dots here and then you hit tax exempt, and then you would go and you would enter your number, and then it's like confirming your company, you hit yes, and then you keep scanning. And you know how it prints out 2 receipts now? One is your receipt and the other one is the long one. The first Walmarts were just giving it to me, and I thought this was for your records, not me. I have my receipt. So I was like, whatever. And then this last one, the cashier stopped me and told me to put it where the coupons go in the self-checkout. So I was like, oh, okay, good to know. I didn't know that. So I guess put the receipt in the coupons area for their copy. But yeah. I'm gonna make a short day of it just because I don't know how the weather's gonna be, and it's not supposed to snow anymore. It's supposed to warm up to 40, so it should be good, but I'm just gonna go head back home at 3 so I can get there before dark. So yeah, I'm gonna hit TJ Maxx's, Marshall's, Home Goods. Those are my focus on this trip. I may or may not go to Target. We shall see. And one other Walmart. But yeah, I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so I went to the Walmart, we already know that, and then I went to TJ Maxx and Home Goods. I did not get anything at Home Goods, so that was a bust. And TJ Maxx, I got 2 bags. I got mostly beauty stuff, but right when I walked in the door, they had a clearance of like beanies and a couple Adidas hats and things like that. And while clearly winter's just starting out here, all the retailers are getting rid of their winter stuff already and getting ready for spring. So I did find some good winter items on that little clearance aisle. So it's always interesting in January, you have to kind of start scanning different things. Like you get so in your Q4 like mind, and then you have to kind of transition because the things that we're selling don't necessarily sell the same. So I'm scanning different items today. I scanned some clothing like puffer jacket type things, shared some leads in the Bolo group, but overall it's kind of been a bust of a day so far. I did look on Google and try and find some liquidator outlet type stores. I did find one. All the photos on Google looked just like it would be a good one and not a bin store, and then I go inside and it's a bin store. So it's kind of like online dating where people put their photos and then you go on the date and they don't look like their photos, and then you go back and you're like, oh, I see what they did. They got creative with the photo taking. So anyways, that's what happened, because I do look at the Google photos to see like, is this store worth my time or not? And they got creative with their photo taking on that one. So that store was a bust. I just came to the UPS store to drop off an FBM order that needed to go third day, whatever, UPS. So I dropped it off. I don't know if this is going to all UPS stores or if this is just something to this one, but you now can just scan. They have little kiosks where you just scan your item to drop it, and then it prints you your receipt right there. You don't even have to wait in line or anything. Well, I guess for a kiosk, you'd wait in line. So that's cool. There's a Walmart across the street here I'm gonna go to, and then I'm gonna go to Target and Marshall's, and that's pretty much gonna be my day because it's like 12:30 already and I'm running out of time. The roads are better now. I've been able to switch from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, but it's still like a high of 35, so I want to not be getting stuck in any weather. But yeah, I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so I did pretty good at Marshall's. I got a bunch of footwear. If you're in the Bolo group, you already know what kind of footwear. And I got a bunch of beauty items, and they had a brand that I've actually been selling for years now, but I got new items from that brand, which was in the kitchen area. So I did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my Marshall's trip. My cart was overflowing, so that's good. Then, I wanted to point out something about Keepa. So I normally don't buy if Amazon is on the listing, but every once in a while I'll check Keepa to see if they share the buy box. So how you can do that is just scan the item, if Amazon's selling it, go over to Keepa, and then you scroll over to the buy box statistics, and it'll tell you if it says Amazon is winning the buy box 100% of the time, that means they don't share it. They're winning it 98%, they're sharing it 2%. So then it's kind of your call if you want to list with Amazon or not. So just wanted to point that out. Then I headed over here to Target, and I wasn't expecting to find much at Target, but I actually did find some really good leads in the Valentine's Day aisle, and they have all their seasonal candy was 25% off. So that was cool. So I did get some good stuff. I'm gonna send it in. Yeah, I'm gonna send it in. I didn't get like a whole lot of it, but I'm gonna just send it in this week with my shipment. I'm a little bit later than I thought it was going to be, but the good news is the sun is shining, all the snow is melted, the ground is dry, so I'm not worried about my drive home. Overall, the shipment is like not great. I mean, the car's not even a fourth of the way full, but I did get some stuff. There's a store that was closing in one of the cities more closer to me, so I bought a bunch of stuff at the end of the year there before it closed. I have some of my bundle to put in. So my sourcing total, which I'll show you right here how that shipment comes out, but it's including some stuff that I actually have sitting in the shop waiting for me to pack up the shipment where I'm going to include it with it. So yeah, I gotta start the year somehow, so here we go. Like, this is my first shipment of the year. It is what it is. We got more stuff to do. As the year goes on, I'll have more and more stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. Hopefully I make it home safe, and there will be more videos to come, right? So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure to subscribe, and I will be back with another video about Amazon selling. I feel like I'm out of the loop. But anyways, bye.